Today we're going to talk about how to price lawn care with Google Earth. All right, this was a great question we got from someone. They wanted to know how we use Google Earth to price our lawn care services, and it's been something that I've loved. It's been something we've had to meter, time after time to make sure it's still working correctly, and it's something that's getting adjusted yearly. But with that being said, before we get into it, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment, let us know exactly what you're thinking. The more likes you give this channel, the more we push this information out to the people that need it. So this topic, this kind of goes right along with lawn care automation. It was one of the biggest things that probably made our business easier on the lawn maintenance side. It allowed us to do estimates with just being on the phone, talking to customers. I think some of the main things about this are Google Earth is a very powerful thing that's getting updated. Yes, we use variables, so don't think, oh, well, how do you do that? There's no chance it's going to be right. La da 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 da. It could be you don't know what you're getting out on until you actually see it in person. There's that thought. That's what variables are for. And then the other thing that covers that is that in our contracts, not really a contract, more of an agreement. In our agreements, it states that this GPS measurement is for your convenience. Keyword, this is for the customer's convenience. We live in a time where people want information like that. So, with that being said, it's set up front to them that it's for their convenience. If we go out there and it's a crazy, completely different thing, we'll adjust it. On our first mow, if we go way over because you have tall grass or whatever the case may be, we'll go up to double the price. If it's completely out of control, we may have to call and try to do more than that. So that's kind of some of the ways we cover ourselves doing this and some of the thought process behind this. Then some of the other things that go into this before we dig into this that you're really, really going to need, you're going to need information. And what kind of information, you ask? You're going to need to know the amount of time it takes to mow a large variety of properties. So if you have 25 properties, if you have 10 properties, if you have 5 properties you're mowing right now, you need to know the exact times it takes you on average, 1-man crew, 2-man crew, everything, 3-man crew, whatever you're going to run. So you can use these, and you need to be able to use these, and you need to be able to grade them from A to C, however you want to do it, 1 to 3, from easiest to hardest. So then you can get a variable in this as well. So it's not just you measure a square footage, but then you also look at these properties based off what you can see and grade them. Are they easy or are they hard? And you start piling all these things together, and then we're going to jump into the computer system. I'm going to show you what this looks like. I'm going to show you how this kind of formulates. I'll run through a test account, my test account, which is going to be kind of not the most true because this system for us works on anywhere from a 5,000 square foot lawn up to probably a 20,000 square foot lawn. I've got 3 acres of property. When we get into like large volume mowing, if we do any, because we don't do a lot, that has to get looked at separately. There's a kind of a different thought process that I'll give you my thought on right now. This is a little nugget. When I look at a crew going out to maintain a property of that size, I'm thinking, 15,000 to 20,000 square foot a man hour can be maintained on mowing. So that was just a little throw-in nugget. That's a whole different thing. There's a breaking point where this easy system doesn't work much longer. And it's mainly just meant for residential lawns, smaller lawns, 20,000 and under. So let's jump into the system. I'll show you what we got.
This is why it's so important to record your times and to know the different times you have, how long things are taking you, what all of this is taking you to actually complete the job. Because right here is where we've built out a rate matrix. And if you look at this, this is service A. Our lawns are in A, B, and C. So A is the easiest without any challenges at all. B is a little bit harder with like fences or whatever the case is. And C is the hardest lawn you're ever going to mow. And if you look at this is all broke down in square footage. This is just an idea for you guys. This is what's worked for us. But we also constantly critique every lawn daily, weekly, and adjust the prices accordingly if we're not making money on those. A lot of job costing goes into what we do to make sure we're making the amount of money we would need to make per hour. So this is where all these numbers, all of this, and here's this other number in Service Autopilot. After this, there's a certain amount it's going to add to the price. But so this is where the numbers come in. You've got to know your times. The second step is now with this, you can make this so easy. And this is what I truly love about Service Autopilot. Don't get caught up on all this. This is a test account. This is actually my first house ever. Zoe owns that now, and it's her place. But don't get caught up on the automations or anything. There's just so much in the system that it's impossible to go over everything with you. But I want to show you how we would price along. So, quick property measurements. And you can do this with Google Earth. You can have a spreadsheet. We just choose to use this because it is faster, it is better, it does more for us. Actually, this is kind of cool because you look back, Google Earth's pictures are so old that when you look at this, you can still see our dump truck in the yard and all the stuff in the yard from back when the old pickup truck from back when we were using this still 24/7. So this is how this would get measured. You would take these measurements, you would get the actual house, which this goes to here. I'm not going to measure the rest of the lot because that's not really included. It's a whole different thing. For the purpose of this demonstration, I don't want to do too much. So after that, see how it's got the square footage? Now you can come here. You can go to, this would be set up however you wanted to set it up. But for us, it's called turf measurement mowing. Now you hit save. Now all we would have to do, and if we were to measure just the grass as well, you can see this property. This is kind of different. You're going to have to judge some of these. There's not a whole lot of grass here anymore. There used to be a lot of grass. There's not now. So some of this is going to take a person's judgment still, but it is so much easier. So now we're in the system. We're in the back end, and we can easily go templates, residential full service. This is going to populate a whole list of services. This isn't going to just be mowing. It's going to be mowing, fertilization, weed control, because when we price one thing, we price everything. And there's some other measurements you have to take for those. But now here we go. This and apply. Now, look at these prices. This is also how we price stuff. I don't want you to get too caught up on this because it's irrelevant. But A, B, C. Now, go back to what I said about how we bill out, how we figure out A's easiest, B's hardest, C is the most challenging. Now this lot is so tiny that they all hit the minimum. So in this case, Zoe might make this 45, the C, or, it's kind of up to our interpretation because there's still some stuff baked into this that if we go over on price, we're gonna charge more. So ABC, if this was, let's do this. Okay, so let's type in 15,000, and this is a total lot price, total lot size. So worst case scenario, it would be 46. Easiest, it'd be 40. To give you a little extra nugget, to throw in a little bit of some of the stuff, and this is mainly like Cardone sales tactics and things that we've added in on top of this, is we've added a basic, which is you take your final price, and all you would have to do is say that this was a C. You exit out these, and it becomes a $46 mow. Then there's the 10%, which is basic. That's basically just cutting off. That's just cutting off your fertilization, or that is just cutting off your edging. And then here, there is the add 40%, which gives you a bi-weekly service. We have opened up and offered a lot wider spectrum of services to make our service more available to a wide spectrum of customers. So guys, that's really it. You take information, you take what you have, you take the times that you've learned, you get an amazing CRM that can do incredible stuff like this. You can break these numbers down even more precise than us. They don't have to be, you could have millions of different rates matrices for everything. And with this, you can see now how quickly you could pump out an estimate. Same thing for fertilization, weed control. Use this for example, 6,000 square foot. And now we have pricing. If it goes to 7,000 square foot, now we have pricing. And it'll do it for everything for us. We offer a lot of different things. But really, this is what I wanted you to see. That's how we price mowing. That's how we figure it out. That's how we use variables to protect us. That's how we use in our agreement that this is for convenience, and it really is. It's for a time saving for our customer to protect us. I'll hop back out of this. Let's shoot some more video and go over this and wrap this up, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this content.
That up, everybody. I hope that helped. I hope you were able to look at that and see kind of how we use this system. I'm not familiar with other systems to really know if they work this well, if they're going to do the same things, if you're going to be able to measure and do these things and expedite them the way we are in Service Autopilot. So if you are using another system that kind of operates like this, it does some of this stuff for you, please leave it in the comments. Share with the community on what you're using and how it's working for you. Or especially if you're not using anything and you're using Google Earth and you're combining it with a spreadsheet. Share that, leave the feedback, see how this has worked for you. And if you've got any more questions on Service Autopilot, how to integrate that with your business and how to price lawn care effectively, quickly, and once you get good at it, and once your office gets good at it, able to do it over the phone in real time while you're talking to a new person on the phone, so you know when they're on the phone with you if you're gonna get that job or not. Guys, thanks for watching. Leave a comment below, like, subscribe, and we'll talk to you soon.